Hello and welcome to this educational platform of Ghatna Chakra book video. Our aim is to deliver knowledge to you in a simple, clear and accessible manner. Let us begin this journey of learning and success together.
All right, today we're jumping into something huge, one of the most ambitious financial inclusion initiatives on the planet, really. We're talking about a scheme that has totally reshaped India's small business landscape over the last decade.
But first, let's start with a question for you. Imagine you've got a brilliant idea for a small business. A little food stall, maybe a tailoring shop, but there's a catch. You can't get a loan. Why? Because you don't have any property to put up as collateral. Well, for millions of people in India, this wasn't just some what-if scenario. This was their reality, day in and day out. So, back in April 2015, the Indian government came up with an answer. It's called the Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, or PMMY for short. And its mission? It's so simple, so direct, and just powerful. 3 words: funding the unfunded. So what does a decade of funding the unfunded actually look like on the ground? Well, the scale, it's just mind-blowing. Let's get right into the numbers. So what is this thing exactly? The PMIY gives out loans without needing any collateral. And that right there is the absolute game changer. It's built for all those small, non-corporate entrepreneurs. The real backbone of the local economy, who, for the longest time, were just completely locked out of the whole formal banking system. Okay, so how many people are we talking about? Get ready for this. In just 10 years, the scheme has created over 52 crore loan accounts. To put that in perspective for you, that's 520 million loans. It's a number so big, it's kind of hard to even wrap your head around, right? We're talking about connecting millions and millions of entrepreneurs to the banking system, many for the very first time in their lives.
And the value of all those loans? Just as staggering. We're talking 33.65 lakh crore rupees. This isn't some little pilot program. No way. This is a massive, nationwide injection of cash, going directly into the hands of entrepreneurs at the grassroots level. And that fundamentally changes local economies.
Now, what's super interesting is when you look at where all this money is going. This thing has a truly national reach. Tamil Nadu is leading the pack with about 3.24 lakh crore. But you've got Uttar Pradesh and Karnataka right on its heels. And then you have West Bengal, Bihar, Maharashtra. They're all in that 2.7 to 2.8 lakh crore range. It's happening everywhere. But look, these huge numbers, they're incredible, but they really only tell half the story. To really get what the Mudra Yojana is all about, we have to ask a different question. Who are these 52 crore people getting the loans? Because the answer, well, that's where you see the real social impact. And this is maybe one of the most incredible parts of the whole thing. A whopping 68% of all these loan accounts went to women. Yeah, just let that sink in for a second. For every 3 loans handed out, 2 of them are going to women entrepreneurs. This isn't just about money changing hands, it's a powerful engine for economic empowerment and, really, for social change. And that focus on inclusion, it doesn't stop with women. Fully half of all the beneficiaries come from scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, or other backward classes. Communities that have been historically marginalized. On top of that, another 11% are from minority communities. So the takeaway here is pretty clear. This scheme is actively, deliberately pushing funds to parts of the population that needed it most. Okay, so we've seen the massive scale and we've seen the social impact. But how does it actually work? If you're an entrepreneur on the ground? Well, the whole structure is actually pretty simple, and it's designed to grow right alongside your business. So the loans are split into these different tiers. It all starts with Shishu, that means child, for loans up to 50,000 rupees. It's perfect for just getting that first idea off the ground. Then, as your business grows, you can move up to Kishore for up to 5 lakh, and then Tarun for up to 10 lakh, for when you're really ready to expand. And get this, there's even a Tarun Plus for up to 20 lakh, which basically rewards you for having a good repayment record. It's like a ladder of opportunity, built right into the system. Now, you can imagine a program this huge, with this kind of social impact, it's gonna get noticed outside of India, right? So let's look at that global recognition and then wrap this all up. And yup, it definitely got noticed. The International Monetary Fund, the IMF, actually highlighted the Mudra Yojana in a report. They said it's playing a, and I'm quoting here, significant role in micro-enterprise development. Coming from a huge global institution like the IMF, that's a pretty powerful stamp of approval. It really drives home the success of the scheme.
So what's the bottom line? After a decade, the PMMIY has absolutely changed the game. It tackled that huge problem of access to credit, and in doing so, unlocked entrepreneurial potential on a scale we've just never seen before. Which really just leaves us with one big forward-looking question, right? Now that the door to capital has been kicked wide open, what's next for these millions of newly funded entrepreneurs in India? What kind of support do they need to not just survive, but to really truly thrive? That is the next chapter in this incredible story.